Hi, everyone. My name is Marissa, and I am a yoga teacher and nutritionist and nutritional consultant in the Niagara region of Ontario. I have to apologize today for the sound quality. It's not very good. I'm hoping to change this by next week. And hopefully the sun coming in on me isn't a problem for anybody trying to look at this. I just want to start by saying that I've been doing yoga a long time, but I haven't always been a teacher. So last year I decided to take the course and become certified in teaching myself. And at the time, I wasn't sure I would end up teaching at all. I thought I was just going to do it for the pleasure of getting to know it better, of learning the skill a bit better, until I started chair yoga. That section of the course really changed things for me. As you'll notice, I am in a chair today. I am not on a mat. So chair yoga is a specialty for me. That's not exclusively what I teach, but the reason today that I wanted to start with a very easy chair yoga course or session is because that really demonstrated how inclusive yoga is. The word yoga means unity. And when I realized that you could do yoga in a chair, I suddenly understood that that's what it means when they say yoga is literally for anybody. It is for all bodies, age, gender, health, ability. It doesn't matter. Anyone can do chair yoga. It's super gentle, very low impact, but you're still doing an amazing benefit to your body. So something I would like to as well mention before anyone takes or follows along with this video today or any future videos, only go as far as you are comfortable in any of these positions. So if you are feeling pain at all, stop. We don't want any pain. If you are just feeling a little bit of maybe tightness or slight not discomfort, but if you're feeling like you've met your edge, stop. Again, we don't want any injuries. Something else to consider is maybe you just don't feel comfortable with a position yet, or you don't want to try one, and that's fine. Yoga is whatever it means to you. Another thing you may notice is I am not in yoga clothing or typical yoga wear today. I'm in something very comfortable, very loose fitting. You can't really see my ankles, but it's just something soft that's going to work with your body. You don't really want any very, very tight fitting jeans or restrictive tops, something loose and flowy, but whatever you feel good in. This is what I also wanted to demonstrate is you don't have to have the exact athletic wear you think you need to participate in any kind of yoga. So that being said, we're just going to do about a 15-20 minute really gentle chair yoga today. It's good for circulation. It's going to be good for blood flow. It's going to be good for flexibility. And believe it or not, it will build strength over time. We will move to the mat as well. We will engage in mat yoga. But the chair, I wanted to show everyone from the get-go that whether you're an athlete or not, you can do yoga, and this is why. So make sure you are wearing something comfortable, and make sure you have a chair. If you don't have a chair, and perhaps you've done yoga before, you can follow along on a mat. We'll talk about some modifications. Something else to consider: make sure you're putting your chair on a non-slip surface. So if you have someone you're practicing with, perhaps they can help you with that or just spot you. But today we're just going to be in the chair. We're not going to be standing or using it as a prop at all. We're just going to be here. Okay, so let's start. So you can't see my feet right now, but they are firmly planted on the floor. In fact, I've moved forward a little bit in my chair towards the edge of the seat, just so that I have better placement of my feet on the floor. So why don't we all go ahead and do that now? Let's actually take a few deep breaths in together, just to calm and center ourselves, maybe quiet the brain. And just putting any thoughts to the side that maybe we have things to do after this. Maybe there's someone we need to call. Maybe there's an email we need to send. Let's just put that to the side. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. You can keep them open. You can take your hands and have your palms open on top of your lap, on top of your knees. If you're feeling like you need a little more energy today, if you're feeling like you need a little more grounding energy today, you can turn your hands over and put them on top of your knees. But it's whatever you're comfortable with. And let's sit as tall as we can in our chairs. So let's start. Let's breathe together. The first nice deep breath. Picture coming in through your nose, down to fill your lungs, and also fill your diaphragm, this place just below the rib cage. This is where we want to send our breath in yoga. And as we exhale, we imagine it coming back the opposite way, leaving the diaphragm, emptying the lungs, and breathing out through our nose or mouth. Let's do 3 more nice deep breaths just like that. And perhaps you've noticed I had my hand on my diaphragm while I did that to feel where the breath was going as my stomach rises, as my rib cage expands and then contracts as I breathe back out. And remember, you can do this as many times as you like. You can pause the video, simply sit and breathe deep. Maybe that's yoga for you today, and that's all right. What we're going to do is, well, just some very gentle stretches. So a side twist in a chair is one of the nicest feelings because you're not sitting on the ground, you're not on the mat, you're up a little higher. So if you've had any injury, maybe from sports, maybe from training, or just anything, life, right? Staying in the chair could be beneficial to you today. Maybe there's a reason, right, that we started in chair today. So side twist is just that. With our feet still firmly planted on the ground, we're going to take our right hand and just turn to the side, placing our right hand to the side of our left knee or thigh. Opposite hand can stay beside us. You can see I'm gripping the chair a little bit. It might look like this. Ooh, the sun's a little tough there to see. But we're just going to turn only where we are comfortable. So if you are feeling pain or discomfort here at all, only go as far as you feel safe. And all the while, we are focusing on our breath. Yoga focuses on the breath and the breathing first. So more of those deep diaphragmatic breaths. And maybe you're feeling comfortable enough to look over your left shoulder behind you, stretching through the neck. You can feel that stretch in the rib cage in the side. Let's take one more deep breath in together. And then as we exhale, we're just going to come back to center like this. We can put our hands back on the knees. We're going to go straight to the other side. So left hand this time is going to come over as we twist to the outside of the right knee or thigh. And then right hand can come behind you. It can grip the chair, wherever is comfortable. So same idea again. We are going only as far as feels safe, as feels comfortable, all the while focusing on our breath. And then perhaps we can look over our right shoulder. Notice how these two sides have felt different. They will never be the same. And then with our next exhale, let's come back again to the center. I have so many people tell me that they can't do yoga or they don't think they can try yoga because they're not flexible enough, or they're too old or they haven't done it before, and this is false. Everybody starts somewhere, and the focus of yoga is to be where you are that day. A lot of people have said it's not what you do once you reach your toes, it's the journey on the way down. So put that from your mind, that we're not flexible enough, that we can't do it, that we're too old. Push it aside. So next is another side stretch, very easy in the chair. Left hand's going to come beside us. Again, you can grip the edge of the chair. You can place it just beside you. You can have it on your lap. And with a deep breath in, we're going to raise the right arm above our head and over. We're going to start to tilt to our left. So again, nice deep breathing here. Keep your feet planted on the floor if you can. If you feel your right thigh or buttocks start to come up off the chair, you've come a little too far. So as long as we can keep that planted and play a little bit here, feel that long, nice stretch in the side body, perhaps even the abdominals. Open up to the ceiling if you can. Maybe we come down and around. It's finding what feels right for you and what feels good in your body. So there are no rules, just as long as we're mindful of our breathing. And then as we exhale, let's come back down. And again, right over to the other side. So right hand is going to grip the chair beside us, perhaps stay on our lap if we prefer, and on a nice inhale in, left hand comes up above over our head, and we're going to stretch over to the right. Start leaning to the right. And the same idea, if we are coming up off of our chair, we're going a little too far. So deep breaths in. And as you breathe out, make noise. Make noise with it. Let's hear it. Perhaps we move, we play with our motion here. And as we exhale, we come right on back. This is something I really like to do when I'm seated in the chair because it's just that much easier in the chair than on the mat. This is called pigeon pose. So pigeon pose is slightly more advanced when we're on the mat, but when we're in the chair, it's a little gentler. So we're going to take our right leg, we're going to lift it up, only if this is accessible to you. If this is not comfortable, if this does not feel good, let's just leave our feet on the floor for this one and we can come into a child's pose. Maybe we can go back to the stretches. For those of you who do not want to attempt what we're about to do with pigeon, child's pose, we'll keep our feet on the floor. Nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, we will come all the way over to hang over our knees and our lap. We're going to let our hands just fall to the ground and breathe deeply. Let everything go. Let the weight of your shoulders, let the weight of your head just hang over. Now, for those who want to attempt pigeon, we will bring that right ankle back to cross over top of the left thigh. And again, if you can't quite see this, I apologize due to the light. So I might be able to fix this. 1 second. Okay, that might be a bit better. So if you're doing pigeon with me, you've got your right ankle crossed over the left thigh. And you're going to feel a deep stretch in the hip, possibly in your IT band. Maybe that's a little tight. But we're just going to sit with it like this first. We're going to breathe deeply, sitting up tall, imagining our spine as our energetic highway, as one of my favorite yoga teachers says. So let's breathe for a moment together like this. You can rest your hand on your knee, on your ankle. Keep in mind that left foot pressing firmly into the earth. We're grounding that way as well. Maybe you give your foot a little massage here. Maybe you give your ankle a little massage. But breathe into the hip socket. And what that means is as we're breathing in, we're sending breath and awareness to that part of our body. If there's any pain, do not go any further. Meet us back in child's pose or sitting just nice and tall. If you're feeling like you want a bit more of a stretch today, take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, come and fold over the leg or knee as far as you are comfortable. So for me, this is as far as I'm going to go today. This is as far as I feel comfortable. I'm feeling that stretch in my hip. I'm feeling the stretch in that IT band, and I don't want to go any further. And this is where we breathe. And on our next exhale, we'll rise back up together. Gently place the right foot back down on the floor. And we're just going to take a little child's pose in between here. So if you've been in child's pose this whole time, come and sit back up. Perhaps just have your hands in your lap. You can do another set of stretching. But for those of us who haven't, let's take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we fold over into child's pose. Let the head hang loose. Let the shoulders hang loose. Arms or hands can come towards the floor. Perhaps you can touch the floor where you are. Feel the stretch in the back body as you breathe, between the ribs, between the vertebrae of your spine. One more deep inhale. And as we exhale, very slowly we rise back up. Now, if you've been doing pigeon with me, let's try on the other side. So keeping the right foot planted on the ground, let's bring our left knee up. We're always very careful to protect our knees. And we'll cross the left ankle over the right knee this time. Shift on your chair as needed. We will probably have to do that throughout the course of chair yoga. And again, feel how this side is different. Is your hip tighter on this side? Is it looser? Is it sore? Maybe you have pain. Maybe this is not in the cards today and you want to put your foot back down. That's okay. We're just going to sit for a moment. We're going to breathe. Perhaps we give our foot a little massage on this side. Maybe the ankle. Feels really good. And rest your hands wherever you're comfortable. Again, we'll take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, begin to fold forward. Maybe you can go all the way over like we did in child's pose. Maybe this is where we end. And keep the toes active. Keep that foot active. We don't want it to just go limp. We want to remember that it's engaged as well. So again, this is where I'm going to stop today. This is where I feel comfortable. I feel the stretch in my hip and the thigh. And I'm not an athlete myself, but I know how valuable stretching ahead of time as well as after any kind of sport can be to our overall health. It resets our central nervous system. It regulates mood, blood pressure. So I hope you enjoy this today. One more breath in. And as we exhale, let's rise back up together. So very gently placing the left foot back on the floor. And instead of child's pose this time, we are going to do a seated cat-cow. This is very much connected to the breath as well. So we are going to, in our seated position, There we go. In our seated position, as we inhale, we are arching our back very slowly, opening our heart space towards the sky. And as we exhale, we come into cat position, rounding our spine, hunching our shoulders forward and over and around to come forward. So we'll do it from the side so you can see as well. So cow pose, inhale as we open towards the sky. Again, only go as far as you're comfortable. And on an exhale, we begin really slowly to round through the spine. Shoulders don't want to be up towards the ears. This happens a lot in yoga. Shoulders come up. We want to drop them down. Make sure they're dropped down, even though we are rounding forward. See if you can feel that in every part of the spine. So for this, we go at our own pace. You can go as slowly or as quickly as you like. I encourage you to go a little slower to really sync up the breathing with the action. So cow, we breathe in. Cat, we breathe out. We can even add a little bit of motion. So as we roll forward in cow and breathe in, we exhale back into cat. So forward. Back into cat. Maybe we switch circles. So we are rounded in cat here. Coming forward in cow. And we come back. You can do this a few more rounds if you like. If you are feeling inspired, you can keep going with this. A few more items we're going to do today. I don't want this to be too long for you. Something called eagle arms, Garandasana arms in the practice. And we're focusing more on upper body today because we are seated. Bringing our arms out in front of us. On a breath in, we're going to take the right hand, bring it underneath the left like this. So we've got a cross at the elbows. And as they come up, maybe we just stay here with the backs of our hands against each other. Maybe you can continue to wrap them so that the palms are touching. Okay, so from the side, it will look like this. And on a breath in, we're going to raise the arms above our heads. This is opening our shoulder blades in the back. This is releasing any tension in the rib cage, perhaps. So breathing in and lifting our arms up. And as we exhale, keeping the arms together still, we're just going to round forward like we did in cat. All the while, our feet will be planted on the ground. And on our next breath in, we're going to release the arms and bring them wide above the head. This is called volcano pose. So this is another one to be mindful of what your shoulders are doing. Are they all the way up towards your ears like this? Are they super, super tight? On a breath in, drop your shoulders. So you can actually feel them drop back into place. Sitting nice and tall. Arms might be getting tired here. So on an exhale, let's bring them back to our lap. Going to try this on the opposite side. And something you can do is add the legs into it as well. They would just cross and wrap. You can kind of see what my feet have done. They wrap just like our arms to match. So this time, our arms come out. Our left arm is going to go under the right this time. So they've got a cross at the elbows here. And as they continue to come up, maybe we stay here. Maybe shoulders are tight. Maybe the back is tight. Backs of the hands are going to stay together. If not, let's continue to wrap them so that the palms perhaps can touch. Same thing, nice deep breath. lifting our arms above our head, arching our back as if in cow, and on an exhale, coming forward as if in cat. Letting the head hang down. I can feel this in my back, between the rib cage, in my neck, in my sternum in the front. I can feel this in my abdominals. This is working a lot of different parts of the body. And on our next breath in, I'm going to unwrap. Again, send the arms up overhead in our volcano pose. So if our arms are tight, if they're up here, if our shoulders are up by our ears, drop them back into place. And as we exhale, let's float our hands back to our lap. So this is a very, very gentle introduction to yoga. I imagine there are some beginners out there, maybe some more of you are quite advanced. So this is just a taste, just a sample, and we will certainly have longer videos together. We will add more to the videos. We will have both chair and mat. We will incorporate more advanced poses. We can do warrior one in the chair. We can do dancer with the chair. We can do anything if you're more familiar with those terms. But at the end of a yoga session, at the end of a class, we always end in our, I think, most important pose, which is Shavasana, or a corpse pose. So this is where we allow the nutrients of our practice to settle in to our bodies. This is usually done by lying flat on our back on a mat. If we're in a chair, we're just sitting up the way we started, with our hands on our knees, perhaps facing up towards the sky. But we end by taking a few minutes of stillness together. Perhaps our eyes are closed and we're breathing. Inhale in deeply. And exhale out through the nose or mouth. Let's do 2 more of those together. Here we go. Inhale in deeply. Exhale out through the mouth. And one more time together. Inhale in. Exhale out through the mouth. You are welcome to stay here as long as you like. Perhaps you have some music going, very gentle music, so you can meditate if you enjoy that. We can always do guided meditation together as well. This is something I enjoy leading students in also. I hope you had fun today. I hope you liked our first little class. With any luck, you'll join me next time. We'll certainly do more together. But if there are any questions, please pass them on. That would be great. Thank you for having me, everyone. I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're still having fun at home and enjoying everything you normally would. There's a small bump in the road, and we'll all get through this together. So we close our practice by bringing our hands to our heart space, acknowledging that what is beautiful in me is what's beautiful in everyone, and what is alive in me is alive in everyone. And we close by saying every lesson, namaste. Bye, guys.